Did Pradeep have a question?
Namaste, ma'am.
Pradeep?
I would like to ask one question on behalf of so many spiritual sadhaks out there who are actually living a normal day-to-day family life. So whenever we try to do any sadhana or spiritual practices that allows us to move towards the light, sometimes we are surrounded by the darkness that pulls us down. Whenever we want to be calm and peaceful, sometimes that anger, the irritation, the frustration drags us back. So whenever we want to take the breakthrough, courageous steps, sometimes we are surrounded by the fears, the uncertainties that actually drags us back. So could you please let us know how to progress in the spiritual path without getting much affected by the darkness that we are surrounded with? Thank you.
That's the test. I mean, you have to grow stronger. If we weren't tested, we wouldn't grow stronger. The light wouldn't grow stronger. The darkness makes the light grow stronger. There's a purpose for it. And so if there was nothing to challenge it, I mean, that's the sort of like the construction of the universe, right? Polarization, opposing forces. Without that, we all merge into the one, and there's no manifestation. In order for there to be manifestation, there has to be this dynamic of opposing forces. Maybe the next creation will be different, but the cycle of creation, that's the fundamental principle, the opposing forces. And so all we can do is anger arises, look at it. You just look at it. I mean, this is something we all struggle with. Fear arises, you look at it. And one way is to disassociate from it. Oh, fear is arising. Oh, anger is arising, but not identify with it. It passes through you, not identify with it. And just sort of clinging to that, to the light. We also have to create barriers in a way. For me, Ram is that. Ram is my protective force. And I don't distinguish between Ram and Babaji. To me, they're just different forms of the one. But because of my past, I have a deep attachment to that form of Ram. We each have different attachments based on our past. What form of the divine, awakens our heart the most. And so I think this is the battle of life. There's not going to come a time where we're not going to be tested. We're always going to be tested, but there will come a time when the tests won't seem so serious, where we'll be able to just, reinforce ourselves, and there'll come a time when there won't be a reaction. There won't be a reaction to all the negative energy out there. And so we want to move, and we know all the things that help us get there. Meditation, self-reflection, watching the mind, being very attentive to what arises in the mind. I learn a lot when I write, and that's what I learned. After writing this section on Durga, I became much more attentive, because I know that things get subtler and subtler, and you can have subtler reactions, and you can have, just a bit of judgment that passes your lips, and it's which is, not to suppress it, let it be, but just to observe it and know that we can't see the whole picture. We can't see the beginning or the end. We just see the middle part. So we don't know where this is leading. Maybe a great cleansing is coming, that things are really, I do believe we're moving into a more positive future. Because we're out of Kali Yuga, we're on the upward swing, we're still in the very early centuries of Dwapara Yuga, so it doesn't look much different, but it is different. It's very different. And I think we're going to see a lot of new emergence, and then the old sort of dissolving. But it's over a lifetime, and if you look at one life, it's a slow progress. So you have to just look at the big scheme, and we all want to be part of it. We want to be part of bringing in the new energy, of moving the cycles forward. We want to be part of that. So we each can do our part.
Thank you very much, ma'am.